Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Frontline, created by Taito in 1982. And this game is really hard. You're a soldier, and you march up the screen, shooting and grenading your enemies. And you start out on the battlefield, just trying to shoot the other soldiers or grenade them, and then later on you board a tank and face other tanks and try to reach the fort at the top and destroy it. There is the control panel, and I hate the controls in this game. You have an 8-way joystick and a rotary dial to turn either your soldier's pistol or your tank's turret. And you press in on the rotary dial to shoot, and then there's another button for throwing grenades. It's very, very, very difficult to get used to. I never could get used to it. And there's the fort at the end, or the main cannon at the end. And yeah, if you blow it up and die in the process, it won't count. I mean, blowing it up won't count, which sucks. And there's a successful blowing it up. But you have to go pretty far up the screen to reach that. And the first leg of the journey to the fort is through this battlefield where there's bunkers that you go past. Well, let's get started. See those little things on the ground? Those are landmines. You can shoot them or blow them up with a grenade. And you could take out a group of enemies at once with them. Now, the enemies can surround you. They are capable of shooting, and they are capable of chucking grenades. Once in a while, a boulder will bounce around, and if it hits you, you are dead. If an enemy shoots you, you are dead. If an enemy chucks a grenade at you and connects, you are dead. If you touch a landmine, you are dead. If you touch a soldier, you are dead. It's very, very, very damn difficult. One thing that you do have in your favor... Yikes! Shit. One thing that you do have in your favor is the range of your pistol, the shots, is further than the enemies. But yeah, you use the rotary dial to turn the direction of your pistol. Yikes. Keep in mind, notice that you have a certain arc with your grenade. Keep in mind that the grenade will not explode until it lands. I mean, if it touches a soldier and it's not finished with its trajectory, then it won't kill them. Has to land. Oops, I died. Well, now at this point you can board your tanks, and there are blue tanks. Those are your tanks. And you press the grenade button when you're close to the tank, and you will jump in. While you're on foot, you can chuck grenades and destroy the tanks, the enemy tanks, and they are green. And you get to turn your turret and press the regular fire button. Pressing the grenade button while you're in the tank will make you jump out of it, and that can be helpful if you get shot. You will have a short time before you have to get out. Then you will need to press the grenade button and jump out and get away from the explosion that's going to happen. And you have a further shot than the enemy in the tank as well. You can't shoot through those rocks. Rocks and bunkers earlier in the game, you might want to use those to protect yourself from enemy fire, but you can chuck grenades over those obstacles. See, the level is quite long. Still on the damn tank level. Ooh, gotta jump out, get away from the explosion. Yeah, if you're caught in the explosion, you're dead. Crap. Well, I'm gonna play again. I didn't quite get to the fort at the end, but in this game I will, and I'll advance to the next level. But yeah, keep in mind that when you chuck a grenade, it won't explode until it lands, and it won't hurt anything until it lands. I mean, it won't take out any enemies. Yeah, destroying a landmine will create a big old hole. After a short time, the hole mysteriously fills itself back in or something. But yeah, this game is very hard. Whoa. There, I got shot. Yeah, this game I could never get very good at, and I very seldom was able to get to the fort and blow it up. And use the landmines to your advantage if you can, and the grenades. The radius of the explosion can take out more enemies than just your pistol. The enemies can be taken out by the boulder. After you get close to the tanks, sometimes the enemies will just die on their own, or run off like there. You're not a complete sitting duck if you have to abandon your tank. You can still chuck grenades that will take out the tanks. The setup I had to use, because I can't replicate the control panel or the controls in the arcade game through MAME, oops, better get out of there, was I used a joypad. I used the control pad part to move my soldier, or my tank. Now we're close. Once you pass the bridge, then you're pretty close to the end. And then I had 4 buttons, just like a PlayStation controller. I had 4 buttons, and I used those buttons to turn my turret or my gun arm. Now, once in a while, a tank will look incapacitated. It won't be able to move, but it can still turn and fire. I don't know why that is. That's lame. And then, anyway, I also had to use trigger buttons. There, got it. I had to use trigger buttons for the pistol to fire and to chuck grenades. It's very difficult to get used to, but so is the arcade controls. And you get 1,000 points for destroying the fortress. And on later fortresses, you get an additional 1,000 added onto that. So it'll be 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, whatever. The color scheme changes with each level. But keep in mind that the range of your shot is greater than the enemy's. Although theirs gets longer later on in the game, I think. This game is just really friggin' hard. It's one of the classic, more difficult games. If there's a way to master this, I have no idea what it is. You can also shoot, as can the enemies, grenades chucked in midair. Oh, it got to the tank part. Yikes, and I get surrounded immediately. Crap, jump out. Ah, crap. If you're a soldier, you know, not in a tank, and you touch a tank, an enemy tank, you will die. Damn it. Well, that is Frontline by Taito in 1982. One of the most difficult games I've ever played. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Frontline by Taito in 1982. Very difficult game with difficult controls. Well, I will catch you later in the future with another video. See you then, folks, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.